Before we begin the video, I'd like to give a big shout out to our most recent Patreon supporters, Tristan Johnson, Sammy, and Matthew Knudsen. Thank you very much for your support. And if you want to support us on Patreon as well, feel free to click the link down below in the description to find out more, and we'll see you there. Take care, guys.
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
No. There's a new way to do it now.
What?
Welcome to the Renegades, home of the Renegades. Can we watch your vids?
So clever.
No, you came up
So
with it.
beautiful.
You came up with it.
I would never say anything cool. How dare you put that on me?
Jesus. So, Good Burger, the all too famous skit from All That, which had a revival a little bit later on I forget which late night show it was, but it was one where Kenan Thompson was guesting on there.
Saturday Night Live, right?
No.
They didn't do it on there?
It was. Now
Had
that I think
to have
about
been.
it. I remember that now. It was Saturday Night
Because
Live.
I know I saw it.
And they did a Good Burger skit, and it was awesome. It was actually pretty interesting seeing Kenan and Kel on screen again after, 15 years?
Did they have heat between each
They
other?
did. They did,
I don't
actually.
understand
Well-
what the disconnect was.
Well, originally they were on All That.
Right.
And then when they became probably the two most popular people on All That,
The Kenan and Kel
they
show.
did Kenan and Kel.
Right.
Now, Kenan and Kel, they wanted to run for as long as possible. Kel wanted to keep going with it. Kenan did not. Kenan wanted to be a little bit more serious with stuff. He wanted to try and do different stuff. And so he tried to do different stuff. But when he didn't get any callbacks because, he was one of the funny guys off Kenan and Kel, he held a little bit of resentment and tried to distance himself from Kel. And when Kel ran into drug issues and crime issues and all that, Kenan wasn't there for him. And Kel held a little bit of a grudge against that. But now Kel's got his life in order, and he's married now, and he's happy now. He's drug free. And now him and Kenan are talking again about potentially doing some stuff on the revival of All That, which I think by now is actually out. And
Yeah, I heard
they're
something
actually both
about it.
executive
But
producers on there now,
yeah.
which is awesome because that's where they started, man.
Yes.
And I just like to see what they add to the pot and what's new with All That, because hey, it's pretty much a kid's version of Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
And with Kenan and Kel executive producing, I mean, they're going to write some funny stuff.
Kel always had me with that one character on All That would only say Jupiter.
Oh,
For some reason, I always thought that was funny as shit.
I remember there was Mavis and Clavis, the the alternate version of Statler and Waldorf from where they would watch something, they'd comment on it and just be like, "Hey, Clavis, wake up! The show's over. Oh yeah, kick it!" And then, of course, there was also the coach. Kel is the coach who would always get mad at the kids. And someone came up on the stage, he's like, "I think we should put all the kids in work camps, and they should work for a living." And then all of a sudden, you see Kel as the coach going, "Bravo, bravo! I support this man all the way. Yeah, make him the new principal right now." I was like, shit. Couldn't stop laughing.
Good stuff.
Yeah,
man.
really good stuff, dude. And honestly, looking back on it now, I miss it. I miss the bliss of being a kid. Damn it, I miss all that.
Yeah.
And well, anyway, from the fame of Kenan and Kel and All That, they decided, hey, you know what? Nickelodeon Studios was like, hey, let's make a movie. And that movie that they made was one called Good Burger, which features Kel as, Ed, the the cashier at Good Burger, and Kenan as pretty much the comedic foil, who is the straight laced guy, whereas Ed is the nutcase.
Yes.
So
Very much so.
anyway, Doug Walker saw this, and he has his thoughts to put on it. So,
It's the guy
When I
with the
saw
glasses.
this, I was
yes, that guy with the glasses.
When I saw this, I was a kid with no critical thinking of movies whatsoever, and I remember enjoying it.
I did too.
Oh, yeah.
It was
I
fun.
agree.
It was fun for, as a kid's movie. And I remember the Good Burger mobile, and Ed couldn't drive it because he couldn't see over the damn burger. And he was just like, can't really see anything. Whoa! Was that a mailbox? I think so. And also you had Keenan scamming him and pretending to be his friend. And then, of course, Kel at the end being like, but we're friends, right? And he's like, yeah, we're friends. Come here. And just like, bygones be like. This also features a young, oh gosh, I forget her name now. It's left me. I forget. I guarantee
there is a chick in this movie.
There's several.
So we know that for sure.
Yes.
You weren't wrong.
Yes. Yeah, you're correct about that. It's just I can't remember which one exactly I was thinking about. Anyway, Good Burger is the subject of Doug Walker's criticism. Let's see what Doug's got to say about it. Yeah, look at him. That is the face of a man with regret. He regrets a lot of things in life. I think number one,
that tie. I don't know.
That hat.
His glasses are looking a little crooked.
Maybe it's the fact he's going bald.
Oh, I regret that as well.
But anyway, Doug, we love you. He's actually commented on our stuff. He actually likes when we do these kind of things. Yeah, it's been a while since we've done one of these, so getting right back into it. Oh, and also, there was also someone who commented on one of our videos saying,
thank you for stopping your nostalgia critic reactions.
This one's for you.
Really?
Yes.
We dedicate this video to you.
Yes, we dedicate this video to you and to also everyone on the Discord who recommended it. Thank you so much.
I think that was actually my stream chat that somebody said that. So.
Oh, that's right. So
I caught it after I had already ended the stream, and I was like, what?
I remember seeing that. I was like, you want to go downstairs right now and record one just to spite that guy? Well, here we are. Here we are. Art imitating life, imitating art. And this is the Nostalgia Critics Good Burger reaction. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it, so you don't have to. Well, seeing how we are at the end of Nickelodeon month,
yeah, I figured.
I can safely say that I am not the least bit happy. Why? Because I have to review what many consider to be a double order of bullshit with extra crap and a side order of dick cheese. The fast food abomination simply known as Good Burger. Based off of the hit sketch performed on the kids show All That, Good Burger was an attempt to take one line,
welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger, can I take your order?
And somehow turn that into an
Look
hour
at those
and a half
Whoopi Goldberg dreads.
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger, can I take your order?
No, but you can take this and shut it up hard! The film stars Kel Mitchell, reprising his role as Ed, the idiot fast food attendant who works at the inappropriately titled Good Burger. It also stars Kenan Thompson, which is weird because he never really starred in any of the Good Burger sketches, but who the hell cares? Let's just get this ass burger review out of the way. Alright, so it starts out with our protagonist, Ed.
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger, can I take your order? Huh?
Oh, God.
Ed, I see you. I see you.
I want to stay here with you!
We love you, Ed.
Come with us, Ed!
Ed's doing LSD, man. He's tripping.
His mama smoked too much crack when she was
Yeah.
pregnant with him.
Woo! Wing! Fly with hamburger! Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger, can I take...
Stop! Stop! I need a minute. So it turns out that opening was just a dream, but unfortunately the rest of the movie isn't. As Ed rushes out the door because he's late to work. This is bad because nobody else at the restaurant knows how to take orders, which really pisses off huge, angry Robert Wolves.
Just give me 2 Good Burgers. I've had it up to here with Good Burger.
Hey, I don't need this. I had a cameo in Batman! So we see Ed rushing down
you
the
were
street
also
as he
in
trips into
Aerllette.
some girls playing jump rope, drags one of them down the street,
Oh,
accidentally steals
no.
a woman's baby, collides with some basketball players, mixes up the basketball with the baby as the baby is dunked into a basketball hoop. You know what? I'm gonna need another minute. So Ed finally makes it to work, only to find that there's another restaurant called Mondo Burger being built across the street that could be dangerous competition. But their boss isn't worried.
Good Burger has been here for over 40 years, and nobody is putting Good Burger out of business. Nobody.
Yeah, I forgot he was in this.
Hey, Pagoda, what are you doing? Really no movie that you'll say no to? I mean, did you read the script? You know it couldn't have been a good movie. My guess is he was in some sort of contract or something. It probably
No,
was
this
something
shit
like
was
this.
so popular at the
Babe,
time. Why would
president
you
of
not want to be
Nickelodeon said you
involved
had
in
to do the
it?
Good Burger movie.
Get real.
You can't do that. It screws up all my arrangements.
Sorry, Abe, you're under contract.
Tom, can you get me off the hook? For time's sake.
Can't do it, Abe. Come on, you get to wear the little hat and everything.
So we then cut to our other main character,
Wow.
Dexter, who's in a classroom being taught by...
My brother.
Oh, Jesus, no.
Oh, Sinbad.
Being taught by Sinbad, with an outfit made out of wrapping paper and a haircut modeled after a blowfish. His personality, though, that's a little harder to figure out.
I know what you're thinking, my brother. Why? Why would this man give us a test on the last day of school before summer starts? Well, I'm gonna tell you why. Because the mind never sleeps.
Right on, my mid-70s, early 80s Black Panther, hippie, environmentalist, blaxploitation, flower child brother? Dexter thinks he's out of school for the summer, which means he can spend the rest of his time partying. But there's a change of plan when he accidentally crashes into Ronald McDonald here.
See, when I left school today, I didn't think I was gonna run into you this summer. Or I didn't think you was gonna run into me. I mean, just run into me like this. You in trouble with me, young man. You in trouble with
No,
me.
listen, Mr. Weed, listen. It wasn't my fault. See this nut on some rollerblades, he skated into my vision sight, and I couldn't see nothing, so I
Rollerblades?
swerved. And then we
Rollerblades?
was spinning around. like
Okay,
that, and then I
how long
couldn't
does this
control
scene
my
go?
car.
Go to here. You know how much that car cost me?
No,
Do you know?
no.
That's a $22,000 car. $22,000, and that's just the base price. Give me driver's license.
Regarding my driver's license.
I mean,
I give it to you,
seriously?
but you
Did they
gonna
just
have
run
to
out of
wait.
script?
That-
I mean, it
that's
seems like
when
they're
I
just
get
making
one.
this shit up now.
No.
When they put
It
in
is
the
a
song,
hu-
you don't have
it's a
driver's
huge
license.
plot point.
I know you don't have no
It
insurance.
is.
do you? Yes, I hate to do this, young man. I hate to put a black man in jail, but I'm going to have to call the police.
Black man in jail.
I hate to do this.
You ain't got the. I'm just a kid.
It's like they knew they had no story and little jokes, so they just told the actors to make some crap up off the top of their heads. We have to fill an hour and a half movie length somehow. What should I talk about? Who cares? It's a kid's film. It's not like you actually have to try.
No, let me fix it. Let me
My
fix it.
God, they're still going! This can be handled with just one line of dialogue. Oh shit, I need a job. Why is that so hard? Finally, a different scene. No, come on! How much longer do I have to see Raggedy Ann and that pincushion argue? Just get on with it! Get on with it! Oh wait, no, not that way. I didn't mean like that. No, that's wrong. It's a bad touch. It's a very bad touch. Very bad. No, stop it. All right, I have no choice. Elephant!
Yeah, I
Burger
remember that
King.
bit. I remember that
That
bit.
would be my call back to reality.
Whenever something ridiculous happens enough to where Doug is sick of the plot that's going on and wants to just move on to the next scene, he yells elephant, and then for some reason the Burger King because he's just like, it makes more sense than the shit going on.
I'm not even trying to be the devil's advocate here. I'm just saying it's a critical plot point to the movie.
It is. No, it is.
This
And
guy has
it's
got
just-
to get a job because he's done fucked
But
up.
I know, but they could just be like, he crashes into it, Sinbad gets out, he's just like, you done messed up, young man, and then all of a sudden you can cut out all the gibberish right there and cut straight to the whole thing. What Doug is effectively saying here is the stuff they're doing really isn't funny, and thus no reason for it to really exist, because all you need is that basic plot point to get the film rolling. But instead, it's like they're stumbling to the starting point. It's like their horse is drunk while getting into the thing, and instead of getting in, he's prodding his ass up against the side of the damn thing and just like, no, okay, hold on.
I'm going to
okay.
use Sinbad and Kanan as much as I can.
Okay, fair enough.
You know what I'm saying?
I know, but
Especially at this point in time when those are two of the biggest stars that they could possibly have
in
for
the
this
90s,
movie.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's
So
100%.
to answer the question, that's fucking why.
Okay.
Because Sinbad.
Okay.
I'll take it. So Dexter has to get a summer job. You see, one sentence. That was so much easier. As he applies at the Mondo Burger, where everyone dresses like they're at an 80s gym.
From now on, your life is Mondo Burger. You can forget about your friends. You can forget about your family. Because Kurt is now both your mother and your father.
Jesus Christ.
But Dexter, sadly, doesn't seem to fit in.
Get this loser out of my face.
Loser? Oh, now you about to push me a little too
You
far.
want a piece of me?
Yeah, extra crispy, please.
I hope Saturday Night Live ain't watching. So he goes to a place where his clear lack of talent and absolutely no experience will do him well.
But you said you wanted nothing on it.
Yes, well, I expected a meat patty.
Dude, a meat patty is something. You said nothing. Fizz, is a meat patty something or nothing?
Don't get philosophical with me, kid. It's not that kind of movie.
We're all born to die, sir.
So Ed and Dexter finally meet as Dexter vents his woes.
One more good shake. Good, good.
Holy shit.
Dude, don't you think
That's
you've had
all
enough?
dirt shakes.
Don't tell me when I've had enough shake. I'll tell you when I've had enough shake.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to snap at you. I'll chase it down with some fries. So Ed tries to convince his boss that Dexter should be given a job at Good Burger.
Hey, Mr. Bailey, this guy needs a job. Can he have one? No!
End of movie. Bye!
No! He really needs one. He can do fries.
Otis does fries.
Yeah, but look at him. How much longer could he possibly live?
Nothing can kill me. I'm Abe Magona.
All right.
So Dexter is hired on as one of his jobs is to make deliveries in, I'm not kidding, the Burger Mobile.
Come on, I'll take you for a spin.
I would totally rock that thing.
I would
dude.
too.
But all is not well as the ruler of Mondo Burger comes in to intimidate our heroes.
The second we open our doors, Good Burger goes in the grinder.
He looks less like Hitler and more like the lead singer from Sum 41.
What's up with it?
Either that or he looks like Dexter from friggin' Offspring.
Yes. Yes, he does.
The face you paused it on.
Yeah.
Yeah, the face I paused on right here, he just smelled something he didn't like, and he's just like, oh.
Or something he did like.
I love smelling my own brand.
You smell that? Something better than the smell of Good Burger. Yeah, it just came out of my ass.
That would actually be a better insult. Be like, actually, one thing he could do is just be like, hold on. Oh, and everyone's just like, Jesus, man. And
You got a good burger. There's a better burger.
And he's just like, do you smell that? It's something that smells way better than a good burger. And all of a sudden, Ed's just like, whoa, don't you dare say that. Good burgers are way better than farts.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, God. Okay, let's move on.
This kid. It's like someone put Sting, Frankie Muniz, and Ben Stiller in a blender. It's kind of surreal.
Sting, Frankie Muniz.
Ed, you better watch your butt, man.
Okay.
I think it's kind of funny.
It does open up to probably the most overblown fast food restaurant opening ever. Even Planet Hollywood doesn't get this type of opening. I mean, what are they expecting to see in there?
Oh my God, they have fries! Honest to God, fries!
So they take a look at one of the Mondo burgers to see why their business is doing so well.
It's huge. How do they do it?
My God, they use actual meat. No raccoons at all. So Ed asks Dexter if he wants to hang out and...
Do you think you can get me to a hospital? I think I broke my ass.
Okay, yeah. I'm convinced now that Abe Magona wasn't supposed to be in this movie. He just wandered onto the set, threw on a costume, and started walking around bumping into people. They were just like, hey, he's not hurting anyone, just keep him in the movie. You ain't Godfather, man! Show some dignity! As Ed and Dexter become more acquainted with each other, they discover that they have a complicated relationship.
I don't like you. Can you get that through your head? What? I'm Great Nose Boy. Bloobity, 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 bloobity. Stop that. Bloobity, 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 bloobity,
We shot.
bloobity, 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 bloobity,
Shot.
bloobity, 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 bloobity,
Shot. Shot.
bloobity,
Shot.
bloobity, 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 bloobity.
It doesn't go on that long.
No.
He's cutting it to restart over and over again. You're doing it to yourself, Doug.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's done this a couple of times.
Yeah.
Danger loud.
My God, I just realized what this is. This is Dante's 11th level of hell. He just didn't write about it because he thought it'd be too scary for people to comprehend.
And lo and behold, an obnoxious douchebag with unconvincing dreads will put grapes in his nose and constantly shout bloopity, 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 bloopity. And it will be called the 11th level of hell. Dante then wet himself and cried in fear.
So it turns out Ed brings his own special sauce that he made himself. As the people pass it around, they realize it's pretty good. I personally don't trust anything that looks like a blended Fraggle, but everyone else seems to, as they market it to the people, raising their profits again. But Dexter makes Ed sign a contract that lets Dexter have 80% of all the money that they make on the sauce. Presumably high as a kite, Ed agrees and continues to be shat upon
Presumably
by the people
high as a
he
kite.
knows and loves.
Well,
I wasn't gonna
there you
say
go,
it.
Ed. You get to keep $13. Oh, that's almost $14.
Wow, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard, plain and simple. But Ed, being a sentimental guy, asks Dexter if he wants to hang out on the rooftop and just look at the stars. Yeah, apparently Ed's deep.
Well, what kind of problems do you have? Most of them started when I was a little kid. That's when my dad left me and my mom. I must have lived in 15 places since then.
Wait a minute. Are you actually trying to have a moment? Are you actually trying to emote an emotion? Other than disgust?
I remember the last time I saw my dad. I was 7 years old.
I'm sorry, it's a little hard to get into this moment when one of the last scenes we saw was...
I think I broke my ass.
That makes it a little tricky.
I'll say one thing. Avengers pulls it off pretty well.
Yeah.
Why can't this film?
I'm going home.
I'm
That's
defending
because
Good
it's more
Burger.
balanced throughout.
I ain't acting. I'm really going
Avengers.
home. Fuck this movie. The next day they get a call to deliver a special order to the only other celebrity they could afford in this movie.
I feel hungry.
Take the food, take everything, just please don't do any rapping. So they give Shaq his order and even manage to get a little endorsement from him. Oh good, this is back in the days when his endorsements actually meant something.
Order tomatoes on this good
What
bread.
the
I don't see no
fuck
tomatoes.
is this guy on?
Consider yourself tomato.
Wow, that's pretty bad when you're making Shaquille O'Neal look like a good actor. Meanwhile, Mondo Burger is just pleased that Good Burger's sales are suddenly rising as it just steams their PVC spacesuits.
Good Burger is still in business. Well, what are we supposed to do about it? Our burgers are already twice the size of theirs.
Captain, may I recommend firing our photon torpedoes at the restaurant?
Kitchen,
Yes, sir.
make our burgers bigger.
Bigger, but they're already
Bigger!
But there's still the problem as to how to stop that special sauce Ed created. So they decide to send in a beautiful woman to seduce Ed and to get his secret ingredients.
Anyone can get the sauce out of Ed. She can.
Okay.
Gross.
Let's talk about that, shall we?
Do we have to?
We know. We know.
Yeah.
We know what just happened.
Carmen Electra.
Wow.
Well, if it were Carmen Electra, dude, I'd just be like, you want some extra? She wants it her way. Oh, God, sorry.
Not doing
I
it.
don't want to know how she gets the sauce out of Ed. I just assume that's private.
Yeah.
Ooh, haven't felt that in a while. She tries to seduce Ed, but her attempts are futile against a thick wall of idiocy.
You are so hot.
Oh, well, I often sweat at work.
My God, Hallmark cards are funnier than this.
So, you hungry?
Yes, I am hungry, but not for food. I'm hungry for you.
Oh, well, I'm not edible.
Uh-oh.
So Ed agrees to go out with Roxanne and... Hold up.
Roxanne!
Will somebody give Abe some direction back there? A cookie or something? I mean, come on, that's Abe Pagoda, not a dish rag. He's the funniest thing in this movie, and I don't even think he's supposed to be there. So Ed goes out with Roxanne as Dexter also asks out his co-worker named Monique. But I think he's doing that because he secretly wants Ed. I mean, look at them. They look exactly alike. I think there's some close doors.
Oh my God.
Oh, God.
So Roxanne tries to get intimate with Ed, but this turns out to be extraordinarily dangerous, and she discovers that love hurts even more than she knows. Abuse to women is funny. After Roxanne gives up at the Hitler burglar, Ed and Dexter start to suspect foul play, as they think Mondo Burger is using illegal chemicals to make their food larger. So they disguise themselves as, oh Jesus, really? You're gonna go the drag route?
Water! Water! I need water! Oh, water! Oh, water! Oh, water!
Why, if I didn't know any better, I'd say you were from a subpar, childish sketch comedy show. After they work their way inside, our two heroes find out Mondo Burger's dirty little secret.
Mondo Burger is people!
No, it turns out that they were using illegal chemicals. But our heroes are caught, as the head of Mondo Burger decides to do the first logical thing in this movie. Have them both committed. Finally, they should have done that at the beginning of the movie. So the two partake in Idiot Interrupted as they try to figure out a way to escape. But while that's going on, the Mondo Burger people partake in Mission Implausible as they try to sabotage Ed's sauce, making everyone who eats it incredibly sick.
What's going on in here?
Guys, you woke up Abe! It's okay, go back to sleep, go back to sleep. Abe says he's gonna call the police, but then Mondo Burger decides to have him committed too. I somehow doubt that was very hard. So our three nut jobs are stuck in the mental institution.
Oh yeah, that was
and
George
have to figure
Clinton.
a logical way out. The best solution? Start a synchronized dance number, of course. Look at them go. You know, for the mentally disabled, they sure do have good on-the-fly dance choreography. I'm really impressed. And as your sense of implausibility may have told you, the guards start dancing too. Yeah, let's go over here and dance.
I mean, they do give them hardcore drugs when they're in there.
Yeah,
so.
they do.
Sure, if we let our guard down
Very
once,
hardcore.
Nothing bad can happen. No! So that's why we're not paid well. Okay, so they steal the keys, get out of the room, but how are they going to get out of the actual building? One of the local crazies decides to help them out.
It works.
Don't ask why.
As bad as this
It
movie
just
is,
works.
I do like its sudden burst of cruelty. But how is a frail old man like Abe Vigoda going to get out of there? And that's the last we ever saw of it.
It's okay, I landed on the fat kid.
They also make it a good burger to stop the customers from getting sick, as it suddenly turns into the end of the Benny Hill show.
Look at Abe running.
Yeah, that's nice. Crashing the cars, break some teeth, endanger people's lives, but at least the good burger will stay open. But Ed and Dexter make it in time as Ed stops an old lady from eating one of the burgers. This needs to be censored. So Ed and Dexter explain about the sauce and stop all the orders, just before they hatch a plan to break into Mondo Burger and expose them for the liars they are. But first, this joke.
I need a hot jacuzzi.
You know what? Fuck it.
So they figure out a plan to get into the Mondo Burger and get rid of all their chemicals. Gee, I sure have a hungering for some rolled gold pretzels right now.
How do you expect me to get up there? Oh, it's easy. You just jump on the burger, jump on the fry, and then you hop on the cup, and then shimmy up the straw. What is this, American Gladiators?
What is that? A joke? So they break into the Mondo Burger and try to intimidate the rest of the group.
Mama never had one of these with the electronic numbers. We always had to turn the knob.
Check it.
If I were you, I wouldn't come any closer.
Stand back, men. I think that's real ketchup. Oh no! How are they gonna go around the restaurant covered in ketchup and mustard? That's just silly. Oh, that's right, smack your ass. Just show us what a likable character you are, you little troublemaker. Uh-oh, how's Ed gonna screw up this time? Oh, Ed, you nincompoop. But I bet it'll all work out in the end somehow. It always does. Uh-oh, it looks like all those chemicals are causing the burgers to explode. That's so out of the ordinary, I dare call it wacky. You people had better run faster. There's no telling what other zany antics could possibly follow. Ooh, it's that character nobody likes. Do you think he'll get his comeuppance in the end? Well, that all depends. Do you want cheese on that? Oh, it looks like God has finally smoted you for making Jingle All the Way, Sinbad. Good luck trying to clean that up. What a mess. Well, it looks like our two lovable skanks
I know
have
he
finally
didn't
come
just-
out on top. They were scary,
What, he just shat on Jingle All the Way? What? You can't believe that?
What in the fucking Turbo Man is he doing? Look, hold on. We'll wait till this is over. Let him
Put that
finish.
cookie down.
I'm
now.
not playing devil's advocate. I feel in my heart this was an attack on Good Burger more than it was ever giving it a chance.
Moments of times, but was there ever any doubt that they'd make it in the end? I don't think so. So, after all this wild, crazy, and totally off-the-wall antics, how else can they possibly end this movie besides saying the classic line,
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
You certainly can, Ed. You certainly can. This is crap! It's got awful! Good Burger? Good God, what a load of shit! It's like if shit could shit, and that shit could shit, and that shit could shit, and that shit could raise money to put together a team of filmmakers to produce a steaming, flaming pile of shit! My advice is leave this order of monkey puke forever, and never look back as long as you live, or even after you die, because that way at least God knows you're trying to do better. I'm a nostalgia critic, I remember, so you don't have to.
Damn.
Yeah.
So, funny enough, Doug, this was way, way back in the day when Doug was very overly cynical about stuff. And it was also before he started posting his actual live viewings of the film that he did with his brother, who co-writes the show with him now. And he does it for the comedy bits and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'd actually like to hear what he actually thinks of Good Burger as Doug Walker and not as the Nostalgia Critic. I know the Nostalgia Critic hates it, but I wonder what Doug Walker actually thinks.
Well, who actually thinks it's an award-winning or ever was going to be some award-winning theatrical masterpiece?
Well, like I said, that was when
Fucking
this was
nobody.
back when Doug was in his overly cynical phase. And I think if he watched it now, he'd be a lot more likening to it. Because he actually had some positive things to say about Freddy Got Fingered, and I think Freddy Got Fingered is a much worse film than Good Burger.
How are you going to say Shaq's endorsement back when it meant something? There has never been a time.
You got to keep in mind. This is before the Shaq that we know. The Shaq that we know. This was at the end of his NBA run when he was not doing.
When he won a championship with the Heat.
No. I'm talking Celtics Shaq.
When the Celtics were on the road to winning championships?
No.
Shaq has never was not a star. Ever. Even when he didn't even go play defense.
Dude, he was an attraction for like the last 5 years of his career.
Right.
But
his endorsement has always meant something. Never even close to not.
But no, what I'm talking about, dude, is this is Lakers Shaq. The one we saw here.
Yeah.
You think of a time when Shaquille O'Neal was bigger than when he was on the friggin' Lakers.
The Magic, when he was the one-man show and the center of attention and athletic and killing. Yeah,
and
but
Nick
I mean,
Anderson.
It was Shaq. It's always been Shaq. Everybody knows.
Well, true, but the Magic never won a title, but he won 3. This is around the time they won 3 with the Lakers.
He's Shaq.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about basketball.
That's fine.
But you know who Shaq is.
Yeah, I know who Shaq is.
Yeah, Shaquille O'Neal.
I know Shaq and Michael Jordan, and I know of
Shaquille
LeBron
O'Neal
James.
is probably the best big man in the well, other than Wilt Chamberlain and not Robert Parrish. Damn it, what's his name? Former player for the Celtics. I'm gonna remember it, and I'm gonna kick myself. But
I played for the Celtics in elementary school.
Yeah.
Junior league
come
basketball.
on, Sinbad. How are you going to talk shit about Sinbad? Sinbad was one of the fucking funniest kids movie comedians.
Was. Yeah, in the 90s he was everything, but then the 2000s hit and it was just like, where did he go?
He just dipped.
There were some definite parts of not just this video, but the clips from the movie that I still laughed at.
Yeah.
So this is not the worst comedy film of all time by any means.
No,
it is.
It's not nearly
like
as...
I said, this was...
Like that last string of insults, I feel like should be reserved for something worse.
This is old school Doug Walker. This is Doug Walker. Let's see. When did he originally post this? 2009.
I do agree, like, with all 3 of his little tumbleweed jokes, like those were pretty flat jokes. But.
Yeah, but you got to keep in mind, this is late.
But it didn't have zero comedic.
No, there was a lot of good to it. But personally, to me, I mean, I don't see it as the worst movie ever. I see it as a fun kids movie, but not a movie you're supposed to take 100% serious.
I have a feeling if I watched it nowadays, I'd probably give it like a 4 out of 10 or something like that.
I'd probably give it a 4 or 5. I'd say maybe even higher. I don't know. I haven't seen it in a long time, and some of the stuff I haven't thought about in a long time. But either way, man, I mean, Doug said his piece about this. I'd like to actually meet up with Doug and actually get his take on what he thinks about Good Burger now that he's grown less cynical over time. Because this is back when Doug was like 28 or 29, dude. Now he's...
I feel like in his modern videos...
And he's sort of grown into like a disgruntled dad instead of a whiny know-it-all like he used to be.
Yeah, like I've watched some videos with you where he's reviewed things that look worse than Good Burger.
Yes.
And he'll usually go back at the end and he'll be like, it's really crap. And he's like, yes, it does have some moments like that are okay and stuff, you know. And
right.
Like, actually like praise it a little bit, but he's like, but overall I hate it.
It wasn't even his chopping up the movie that bothered me. It's when he's like, well, why are they letting them, why? It's Sinbad and Keenan. That's why they're letting them do that. And saying that Shaq was 3 years removed from winning the championship with Dwayne Wade when this video was posted.
But it was his.
So it is not a fact
years,
that
man. It was his twilight years.
He had a lot of stuff in this video that I think was reaching to throw some shade at something.
Well, in some
cases,
yeah.
taking the videos and looping annoying sounds over and over and over again.
Oh yeah, this is old because this is Nostalgia Critic season 2.
Yeah, so
like I said, man, this is early Doug Walker at his peak cynicism. Whereas nowadays he's nowhere near this big of an asshole.
I'm just defending Good Burger, okay?
No.
For
honestly,
what it was,
honestly,
for what
I'd
it
like
is.
to see. I'd like to see a redo of this review in the modern era. I'd like to see that. Hell,
I still
I'd
feel
invite
like
him
he
down
would
to
say
be a
it's
part
crap,
of it.
but-
If he'd come down from Chicago and just be like, "Hey guys, let's do this," and then we hash it out and say, "Why you got to say this about Shaq? Why you got to say this about Sinbad? Why you got to say this about Keenan? Why you got to say?" And I'd like to hear Doug give his reasons as to why.
We'll do a Renegade Web Redemption for Doug.
Hey, put some respect on Shaq's name, dude. That's all I'm saying.
Well, Shaq's a stand-up guy, dude. And I guarantee
stand up, head go through the fucking roof.
Also, you got to remember, Doug around this time also reviewed the movie Kazam, which
was
it is cinematic diarrhea.
A bad taste.
That is cinematic diarrhea, dude.
It's not
you cannot defend that movie in almost any way.
I can't defend anything other than Shaq as a just phenomenal basketball player. Yeah.
Shaquille being Shaquille O'Neal was, There's no need to defend that.
Right.
He's fucking Shaq.
He's Shaq.
Yeah.
Shaq motherfucking Diesel, dude.
Yeah. Super Shaq Diesel, dude. I mean, especially, God, dude. So many awesome plays watching him play and everything, man.
Ripping, literally, they had to recreate backboards and basketball rims because he would rip them off the fucking goal. Like, the goal is gone. He dominated.
Yeah. This one right here, Shaq breaking backboards
multiple times.
Yeah, quite a few times. Let's watch this right here. Let's watch Shaq.
Redemption for Shaq.
Yeah,
right now.
Yeah, redemption for Shaquille O'Neal. Say what you will about his film career, his basketball. LSU Shaq was a scary man. 7'2", 300 pounds, an absolute beast.
Athletic.
Yeah,
beast.
there it comes.
Oh.
What?
Yes. Hold on to the roof.
Do you think he's playing? He's not.
Look at him smiling. Yeah. Look at him smiling. Is that all you get? Oh, yep. And down it
Broke
goes.
the goals, dude. This is the kind of monster.
He's superhuman, dude. He's one of the most freakish athletes ever to come out of the United States. They had to bring out a new one because the hydraulics broke in the last one.
And this man's just going to throw shade. Like, I'm sorry.
Well, he's throwing more at Shaq's movie career than...
When you say that someone's endorsement, when it meant something...
Yeah.
That's not talking about...
Shaquille O'Neal,
That's
dude.
talking about credibility of him as a person.
No. Okay, answer me this.
Yes.
When does... I'm not saying... He's not... I don't think he's... Okay. He is saying that Shaq's credibility isn't what it used to be.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that he 100% says, if Shaquille O'Neal appeared in front of you right now, you would reach up high just to shake his fucking hand.
Yeah.
Because it's Shaq.
It's Shaq.
It's Shaq, exactly.
Yeah,
Right.
It's
Now,
like, holy shit, Shaquille O'Neal.
exactly.
What's up, man?
I think what Doug is playing for comedy on this,
Yeah.
and he's
Right.
and keep in mind this is early Nostalgia Critic, where throwing shade was a common thing,
Right.
which is why Doug got sick of the formula and stopped doing it for a while, and then he realized, you know what, I don't have to be such a cynical dick. I can actually talk bad about a film, be funny about it, but not resort to having to throw shade all the time. And
Right.
he's gotten a lot better at it. And
That's why
I can admit
liked,
that.
I really
But-
liked too where he brought Angry Joe in for the
Superman.
Man of Steel.
Yeah, Man of
And he
Steel.
let Angry Joe take the side because it was like a 50-50 split between fans. Like some people loved it, some people hated it, and like he let Joe defend the side of the people who loved it while he trashed on it.
I will
Like,
defend
had good
Shaquille O'Neal
conversations about it.
No, I will
in his
too.
darkest hours.
I will.
He
too.
earned a tumbleweed from me on that joke.
Unbelievable. There was a foul on the play, too, but that's sort of incidental.
I mean, what do you do when you're underneath the goal and this monster is just dragging it to the ground with him? Like,
You get crushed by a goal.
run like a motherfucker. Look at
Yeah.
this.
Oh, there it comes.
See, what was the video game that was on like Sega Genesis and I think maybe Super Nintendo where you could
Oh,
actually
yeah,
break
NBA
the
Jam.
backboard?
Yeah,
NBA
NBA
Jam.
Yeah,
like,
it could only happen
I
in the
thought
last
that
30
shit was
seconds.
fictional.
No, it was
No.
Like I was
because
like,
of
that's
him.
just
No,
absurd.
he was the
Like,
reason for that, dude.
Yeah.
He was the reason for it. I remembered that game. I remember when I first broke the backboard as a kid. I was like, oh my god!
Jumping
remember
halfway
watching-
across the court.
Yeah,
I watched
you do
my
the-
neighbor
you,
play
You
it.
jump out of the camera view
Yeah.
when you do the super flip.
I watched
So
my
awesome.
neighbor play it, and I was just like, "Holy crap, that's cool!"
Yeah,
you
you're
can
on
break the
fire and you
backboard.
just destroy them.
Yes.
I love that, man. But yeah, that man right there, at one point was the man.
He was the best in the world at one point.
Anyone, if he was on your team, you always had a chance to win the championship. Always. It's a lot like I don't know, peak era Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Same thing there. Always had a chance to win.
I just don't know who I could compare to Shaq.
Wilt Chamberlain, really, for me. Because Wilt Chamberlain, in the early days, was the big man. Because
Right.
no one could compete with his size.
He was
other than-
athletic, too. That
Oh,
was
yeah,
the thing. He
yeah.
was big and athletic.
Yeah.
But Shaq was
So
athletic,
strong.
but big.
Yeah, Wilt Chamberlain
Huge,
at his peak weighed at like 250, 260. Shaq at his peak, 2002 to 2003, 325 pounds. And moving like that, moving like like running down the field, like down the paint like a freight train and jumping like a gazelle. You serious? Who can do that?
How do you stop that?
I don't know.
Neither did anybody else.
Yeah, in his early days back before his back gave out on him, he was unstoppable.
Killer.
But around 35.
So that's where my heart was. That's why I've been so vigilant
Well,
about protecting
no,
Shaquille O'Neal.
No, and you can, dude. That's why we have an open forum.
His
here.
star has never faded. That was my point.
Well, honestly, the
Transition
Inside
from one
NBA
point to another.
Well, for me, 2009 to 2012 Shaq was hard to watch in some cases.
Oh, of course.
Because we knew what he used to be capable of, but yet age is always the winner.
But the relevance was always there. He's always involved in other things,
Yeah.
like the movies that are shit from the 90s. Sure, I agree with you.
Yeah.
But he was entertaining kids. His
Of
star
course.
was not fading then. It wasn't fading
and
in
he
his
also
athletic
had-
career.
And he also took the time to become a cop.
Right.
And he's a cop. He's a legit cop.
And he's also got one of the most successful sports podcasts in the entire world.
Yeah, and he's also on Inside NBA and kills it every time.
So you tell me,
there's
man.
nothing- No, I agree. But what I'm saying is 2002, 2003 Shaq, if you're talking like, here's the level where you are like amazing, like
Yes.
everything that you count for, like anything above this level, you're in the public eye and everyone taking what you say as gospel. 2002 to 2003 Shaq. 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010 to
Nobody can
2012.
argue that.
No, and he's still above like the area of relevance.
Yes.
He's still way above it. It's just the clout that he could command 2001 to 2006 versus now. I mean, that's back when he was at his peak, dude.
Because basically,
and I love Shaq. I love
if
him,
Shaq
dude.
walked in and sat down on our couch right now, it would probably still.
Well, first of all, that side of the couch would probably collapse under his.
Yeah,
epicness.
but everybody on the viewership, would like explode right now. But
oh my
the
God.
level that they would have exploded if it was back when he was still destroying backboards and shit.
Like for instance, right now,
would be like
if,
astronomical compared to that.
Giannis Antetokounmpo sat down on there, and for those of you out there who don't believe I'm saying his name right, just know him as the Greek Freak.
I think you're making that up.
No, I'm not. Actually, I said that to my dad one time when we were talking about basketball, and it's like it's just like Giannis Antetokounmpo. My dad looks at me and says, "What'd you call me?"
Yeah, for
classic dad joke right there.
Excuse you.
What'd you call me? But
Gesundheit.
Well, Giannis is not as big as Shaq in terms of like overall mass, but athleticism and like height. Woo, dude, 6'11", and has like super soft hands and can shoot from anywhere on the floor.
Yeah,
it's amazing watching him work. I think within the next 2-3 years, if he gets some good people around him, they're gonna win some championships.
He's like a taller Peja Stojakovic.
Sort of, except has better athleticism too.
Yeah, well, he was just a pure shooter and a brute.
Well, yeah, well, of course, dude. That like on defense, you had to have him on the floor in order to compete with those big boys. It's just like Timofey Mozgov. Mozgov was the reason why the 2016 Cleveland Cavaliers were so dangerous. It's because you had that bruiser on the end of the floor who was not afraid to get physical. Right. You need those boys. Shaq could do it all. Shaq could get in the paint, push your ass out, make you wish you were on the other side of the floor.
Dude. Shaq owned
the paint was his playground.
Kind of surprises me too. Is like basketball courts are actually relatively small compared to like certain other like sports playing fields.
Yeah.
And
that's a tight area.
You got these dudes in there that can basically like cover one end to the other in like 4 to 5 steps, and then they don't ever make it any bigger.
LeBron James,
like
it's a chess game.
LeBron James, when he gets that gazelle run going, dude, you can't stop him. Like, and he outruns everyone on the court, and he's bigger than most people on there. I mean, 6'8", 270. I mean, in terms of body frame wise, he's the closest to Shaq I can think of, but he's nowhere near as tall.
Yeah,
if he had 4 extra inches of height on him, he may be compared to Shaq. But as is, he is the most perfect built power forward ever, whereas Shaq is the most perfect built center of all time. I would say, yeah, definitely of all time.
Yep.
So
let me tell you something, Nostalgia Critic. You come out here and you start talking about Good Burger. That's one. You come out here, you start talking about people that were in the greatest gangster movie of all time, The Godfather. That's strike 2. Now you come out here and you talk about Shaq Diesel. That's the bottom line. That's when we take it to brass tacks. That's when I come after your ass.
Cutting a promo over there, Chad. Damn. It's a good one. Stone Cold promo, if you will. So, hey, if y'all want us to watch more old school Nostalgia Critic to see if we can find any more of the harsh cynicism that caused Doug to lash out like that, feel free to, because even Doug will admit a lot of these earlier reviews are not good. He admits it.
I was triggered. I'm not gonna lie. I got triggered.
Oh, Chad, you getting triggered. That's something to see. It's like all these people getting offended on Twitter over the William Shatner comments. It's just like, nah, that's not a triggering. This is a triggering. When you
don't
actually
talk
get
bad
someone,
about Shaq.
When someone of a level of not giving a fuck up to your level gets triggered, that's something to watch. And this was something to watch. I'm glad we watched this because we got this out of you. So anyway, everybody, thank you all very much for tuning in. This was the Nostalgia Critics review of Good Burger. Definitely not one of Doug's best reviews, but honestly, it's good going back and watching these because we can see how far Doug has come. But yeah, and also some Shaquille O'Neal highlights in here as well. I mean, can you go wrong with that?
No.
Especially him breaking the friggin' backboard like a monster, like a freaking Goliath, a Leviathan rising from the deep.
I learned something new because I learned that NBA Jam is not entirely fictional.
No, it isn't. It is not.
Well, back when Shaq was relevant, like 2019. Anyway.
Oh, God, of course. Anyway, that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you all in the next one. Original video link in the description down below. We'll see you then. Peace out.